Welcome to the Hazardous Manual Tasks training. This training is designed to help you understand the risks involved in manual handling and the safe work practices that can prevent injury. Whether you're lifting, pushing, pulling, or carrying, every task you perform contributes to a safer workplace when done correctly. Throughout this presentation, we'll explore what makes a task hazardous, how injuries occur, and what you can do to stay safe. Please ensure you read all slides and listen carefully to the information presented. This will help you answer the questions at the end of the training. Before we can prevent injury, we first need to understand what we mean by manual tasks and when they become hazardous. A manual task is any activity that requires you to use your body to perform physical work. That includes lifting, pushing, pulling, carrying, holding, and even repetitive actions like pruning or sorting. These tasks rely on your musculoskeletal system, your muscles, bones, joints, tendons, and ligaments to function. You'll find manual tasks in almost every type of workplace, whether it's lifting trays in a nursery, pushing trolleys in a warehouse, or reaching for tools on a construction site. These actions are part of the job. But when a manual task includes repetitive movements, forceful exertion, awkward or sustained postures, or vibration, it crosses the line into a hazardous manual task. These factors increase the amount of strain on your body and raise the chance of injury. Let's break that down. Repetitive movements might involve doing the same task over and over, like bending to pick up pots from the ground. Forceful exertion can occur when lifting heavy soil bags, dragging pallets, or operating resistant equipment. Awkward postures include twisting your body, reaching overhead, or working in a crouched position. And vibration can come from using machinery or tools like compactors or trimmers for extended periods. Manual handling doesn't just affect your back. It can lead to a wide range of injuries throughout the body, many of which develop slowly and worsen over time if not addressed. Some of the most common injuries include sprains and strains, which affect the muscles, ligaments, and tendons. These often result from lifting incorrectly or handling loads that are too heavy or awkward. Then there are joint injuries or chronic pain, especially in the shoulders, elbows, and knees. These occur when joints are repeatedly stressed or used in awkward positions. Another major risk is disc injuries to the back or neck. These are serious conditions that can cause intense pain and long-term mobility issues, often the result of twisting while lifting or using poor posture. Nerve compression is also a concern. When nerves are pinched or compressed during manual tasks, it can lead to numbness, tingling, or loss of strength in the limbs. In some cases, manual handling can cause circulatory or muscular disorders, especially if a person is holding a position too long or working in cold conditions. Finally, there are soft tissue injuries, which may not seem serious at first but can worsen if ignored. These include swelling, inflammation, or micro tears that impact movement and comfort. The key takeaway is that manual handling hazards affect far more than just your lower back. Safe techniques, proper posture, and using the right equipment are critical to preventing these injuries. When we talk about hazardous manual handling, we're referring to tasks that put unnecessary strain on the body and increase the risk of injury. There are 4 key factors that contribute to this risk, and understanding them can help us identify and reduce hazards before injuries occur. 1. The task. Some tasks involve repetitive actions, awkward or sustained postures, or forceful movements. For example, bending repeatedly to pick up pots or twisting while placing items on a shelf can increase your chance of injury. Tasks performed over long periods without breaks are also more dangerous. 2. The load. The object being handled can also be hazardous. If the load is too heavy, too large, unstable, difficult to grasp, or has an uneven weight distribution, it becomes much harder to move safely. Even light items can be risky if they're awkwardly shaped or handled incorrectly. 3. The environment. The space you're working in matters. Slippery floors, uneven ground, poor lighting, extreme temperatures, or obstacles in the way all increase the risk. If the area is cluttered or noisy, it becomes harder to focus and navigate safely. 4th, individual capability. Finally, it's important to consider the person performing the task. Age, physical fitness, injury history, fatigue, or lack of training can all affect a person's ability to perform manual tasks safely. What's safe for one person may not be safe for another. Each of these factors adds risk on its own, but when combined, they can significantly increase the chance of serious injury. That's why it's so important to assess each situation, adjust the environment, use proper techniques, and ask for help when needed. Manual handling injuries can develop in several ways, and it's not always about lifting something heavy. Let's look at the 3 most common causes. First, gradual wear and tear. This happens over time when someone repeats the same movements or works in awkward postures without proper technique. It typically affects muscles, tendons, and joints. For example, tasks that involve frequent bending, twisting, or carrying loads can slowly lead to discomfort or even long-term damage if done incorrectly. Second, sudden incidents. These are injuries that occur quickly due to poor technique or unexpected strain. Often this happens when someone lifts or carries a heavy object alone or with incorrect form. The result is usually immediate pain like a pulled muscle, back strain, or disc injury. And third, unexpected accidents. These involve slips, trips, or falls, or being hit by falling or moving objects. They're especially common in cluttered or busy workspaces. Poor housekeeping, rushing tasks, or not paying attention to surroundings can all contribute. It's important to remember that even small or light items can cause injury if they're handled poorly. Being aware of how we move and work and using proper techniques every time can prevent all 3 of these injury types. When it comes to manual handling injuries, your body often gives you warning signs. It's important to recognize these symptoms early so you can take action before things get worse. Common symptoms include pain in your back, neck, shoulders, or wrists. This might show up as a dull ache after work, or it could be more intense like a sharp, stabbing pain. You might also experience numbness, tingling, or a burning feeling in your arms or legs. This could be a sign of nerve involvement. Other signs include stiffness, weakness, or a feeling of heaviness in the limbs, particularly when lifting or gripping objects. Swelling, inflammation, or loss of movement are also indicators that something isn't right. These symptoms may seem minor at first, but if ignored, they can lead to serious long-term injuries. That's why it's essential to report them early, speak up, and seek help if you notice anything unusual. Early intervention helps keep you safe, healthy, and working comfortably. Risk assessment is a key part of preventing injuries and ensuring safe manual handling practices in the workplace. We begin by identifying hazards. This means looking for anything in the task that could potentially cause harm. It could be awkward postures, repetitive movements, poor lifting techniques, or environmental issues like slippery floors. Next, we determine who might be harmed. This includes the person doing the task, but also anyone nearby. We need to consider how serious the consequences could be, from something as small as a sore back to a serious long-term injury. The final step is to review and control the risks. We check whether current safety measures are enough. If not, we look for ways to reduce the risk, such as changing how the task is done, using equipment, or improving training. The flowchart on the slide shows this process in action. Start by asking, is there a risk of injury? If not, no formal assessment is needed, but it's still important to monitor the task. If there is a risk, ask, can the task be avoided or eliminated? If not, can we redesign it or use equipment to reduce the risk? If we can't reduce the risk enough, then a formal risk assessment must be carried out. The goal is always to eliminate the risk where possible or reduce it to the lowest level we reasonably can. This slide focuses on how we can prevent injuries from manual handling tasks in the workplace. The best prevention strategy is simple: avoid manual handling where possible. If it can't be avoided, employers have a responsibility to assess the risks and apply practical safety measures to reduce the chance of injury. Here are some safe lifting tips to follow. First, minimize twisting, stooping, or reaching, as these movements place extra strain on your body. Avoid lifting items from the ground or above shoulder height. These positions are particularly risky. Minimize carrying distances. The less distance you have to move a load, the less fatigue and risk. Always assess the load before lifting. If it's too heavy or awkward, ask for help or break it down into smaller, manageable parts. Before starting any manual task, consider these 4 key factors. The individual's capability. Are they physically able and trained to do the task? The nature of the load. Is it heavy, unstable, or hard to grip? Environmental conditions. Is the area clear, dry, and safe to work in? Training. Has the person been shown the correct technique? By applying these principles consistently, we help create a safer, healthier workplace and significantly lower the risk of injury for everyone involved. When assessing manual handling risks, one easy way to remember what to look for is to think TILE, T-I-L-E. Each letter stands for a key area you should consider before beginning any manual handling task. T is for task. Ask, how often is the task performed? Does it involve twisting, bending, reaching, or other awkward postures? The way a task is done can significantly affect the risk level. I is for individual. Think about the person doing the task. Are they physically capable? Do they have the experience, training, or fitness to complete the job safely? Age, gender, and physical condition can all influence risk. L is for load. What are you lifting or moving? Is it heavy, bulky, unstable, or hard to grip? A load that's awkward or heavier on one side increases the chance of injury. E is for environment. This includes anything in the surrounding area, such as poor lighting, uneven floors, stairs, extreme temperatures, or windy conditions. All of these can increase risk during manual handling. By considering all 4 tile factors before starting a task, you're more likely to identify and reduce risks early, helping you work smarter and safer. This slide highlights some of the most common mistakes people make during manual handling and what to avoid to reduce the risk of injury. First, bending incorrectly. As shown in the center image, bending from the waist with straight legs puts significant strain on your lower back. Instead, always bend at the knees and keep your back straight when lifting. Second, twisting while lifting. Twisting your body, especially when holding a load, is a major cause of back injuries. Instead of turning at the waist, turn your whole body by moving your feet. Third, avoid reaching overhead. Reaching up to lift or retrieve items from high places puts extra strain on your shoulders and spine. Try to store and lift items at waist height whenever possible. The image on the left compares good versus poor posture. Notice how small adjustments, like keeping the load close and standing upright, can make a big difference in reducing risk. And finally, the bottom left shows safe versus unsafe lifting techniques. Lifting with your legs and squatting properly protects your back, while bending at the waist can cause serious strain. The key message here is simple: stop and think before you lift. Assess the load, plan your movement, and use safe techniques every single time to protect yourself from preventable injuries. Let's explore some practical ways to protect your body during manual handling. Change your posture regularly. Avoid staying in one position for too long, even if it feels comfortable. Take short, frequent breaks to stretch and rest. This helps reduce muscle fatigue and strain. Maintain a neutral spine. Keep your back straight, shoulders relaxed, and avoid twisting or awkward positions when lifting or moving items. Good posture reduces the risk of injury. Be proactive about risk. Identify manual handling hazards early and look for ways to reduce or eliminate them. Prevention is always better than cure. Use the right tools. Trolleys, lifting aids, or teamwork can significantly reduce the strain on your body. Don't hesitate to ask for help or use equipment designed to make the task safer. Speak up early. If you feel discomfort or notice early signs of strain, such as aching, stiffness, or tingling, report it immediately. Early action can stop a minor issue from becoming a serious injury. Remember, protecting your body starts with smart habits, safe equipment, and speaking up when something doesn't feel right. This slide shows safe lifting techniques using kinetic lifting principles, designed to use the body's natural strength and posture to prevent injury. Let's walk through the key steps. First, adopt a stable position. Place your feet shoulder width apart, with one foot slightly forward. This gives you better balance and a strong, steady base before you lift. Next, start in a good posture. Bend your knees, not your back. Keep your back straight and your bottom slightly out. This allows your legs, not your spine, to do the heavy lifting. Keep your head up when handling the load. Looking forward rather than down helps keep your spine in alignment and reduces strain on your neck and back. Avoid twisting or leaning sideways. One of the most common causes of injury is twisting while lifting. Turn your entire body by moving your feet, never twist at the waist, especially when bent over. And finally, put the load down first, then adjust if needed. If you need to reposition it, set it down safely before making any adjustments. Never try to shift or rotate a load while still holding it. The key message here is this: good posture, proper footing, and avoiding twisting are critical. Kinetic lifting techniques work with your body, not against it, to help keep you safe and injury-free. Let's talk about one of the simplest and most effective ways to prevent injury and reduce fatigue: stretch breaks. Stretching is often overlooked, but it plays a big role in manual handling safety. It warms up your muscles, improves circulation, and prepares your body for physical work. Just a few minutes of stretching can increase flexibility and reduce the chance of strains, sprains, or muscle stiffness. On this slide, you'll see 12 quick stretches you can do during the day, from back extensions and shoulder rolls to calf and hamstring stretches. Each one is designed to target the muscles most affected by manual work. Here are some of the key benefits of stretching. It improves posture and joint alignment, helping reduce aches and pains, especially in the neck, back, and shoulders. It increases blood flow, boosts energy, and helps your muscles recover faster. It reduces stiffness and tension caused by repetitive tasks or standing still too long. And it promotes better range of motion, making your movements easier and safer. When should you stretch? At the start of the day, as part of your warm-up routine. During breaks or after doing the same task for a long time. Or at the end of your shift to help your body cool down and recover. The key takeaway here is simple. Make stretching part of your daily routine. Even just 3 to 5 minutes a few times a day can go a long way toward preventing injury and helping you feel your best throughout the day. As we come to the end of this session, let's bring everything together. Hazardous manual handling remains one of the leading causes of workplace injuries, from minor strains to serious long-term damage, like herniated discs, nerve injuries, or permanent mobility issues. These injuries don't just affect your work, they affect your health, your lifestyle, and your future. The good news is most of these injuries are preventable. We've covered the importance of identifying and assessing risks before starting any manual task, applying the hierarchy of controls, aiming to eliminate hazards first and, if not possible, reducing them with safe systems of work or equipment, using safe lifting techniques such as bending your knees, keeping loads close to your body, and avoiding twisting or reaching, utilizing equipment like trolleys, lifting aids, or working in pairs to reduce strain, and taking stretch breaks to keep your body flexible and reduce fatigue. But more than that, we've talked about mindset. Workplace safety is not just the responsibility of management or supervisors. It belongs to all of us. Every worker has the power to stop and assess, to speak up if something doesn't feel right, and to follow procedures that protect not only themselves, but everyone around them. So here's your key takeaway. If something feels unsafe, it probably is. Pause, reassess, ask for help if needed. No task is more important than your safety. Let's keep working smarter, not harder. Let's stay alert, stay informed, and above all, stay safe.